So let's go ahead and walk you through a few layer tips that are going to help you work more efficiently in Photoshop. So first of all, we do have the ability at any point, if we wanted to select all of our layers, we could, and again, you're probably going to have some files where we have way more than the number that you see here. So Command Option A or Control Alt A, depending on if you're on a Mac or PC, we'll select all layers except for the background layer. And so that's going to help you out if you have a lot of layers and you need to be able to select them. From there, basically, we have also the option to hold down Shift and select just a few or multiple layers, and that will work anywhere within your file so that you can select multiple layers. Now if you did just want to select, like let's say for instance in this example we only want to see the before photo, we can hold down Option and it shows us just one layer, and if we click again with the Option held down, it'll bring back all of your layers. So that's a quick way to be able to view just one layer or to bring back all of the layers that are not visible. Now there may come times where you want to be able to scroll through your layers. So you'll obviously need one of those layers already kind of selected, and then the bracket keys, which are just above the quote mark, usually should be able to, actually you have to hold the Option. So hold Option and then there's your brackets, and it'll allow you to go up and down the different layers so that you can choose which layer that you want to go to. In some cases it might be easier to click on layers, but you may actually be right there and have your keyboard handy. So we do have the ability to just go up and down pretty quickly. Now the next tip is, I've got this layer here, it's some type that says Just Married, and it's placed down here pretty low, and there is a shortcut or a little command that we can give that's basically the Shift key, the Command key, and again, if you're on PC, the command is usually the Control key, and then the bracket key that goes to the right, and we will have the keystrokes up on screen to show you this. So when you click on that, all three of those keys will bring that layer to the very top, and it'll just jump it up to the very top. So that might be useful to you if you have a lot of different layers. At any point, if you want to undo, Command Z is a very useful shortcut. If you do want to be able to add a new layer, by default, if you notice, when we add a new layer, it's going to add it to the top of whatever layer is selected. So if I've had this one selected, it's going to go above whichever one is selected. Now if you want it to actually go below the one that's selected, you would hold down the Command or the Control key, and it's going to be placed below the layer that was selected. So that might be useful to you if you happen to want a layer above or below. It's good to know which one that you can actually go through. The next step is basically just talking about grouping layers. So you have this little folder here that will allow you to create a group, and then you can sit there and drag things inside of the group. That takes you extra time. So instead of doing that, you can select the layers that you want to be in a group, and you can either press Command G, or you can hit this little folder icon, and then they go inside of a group. And so those are a bunch of layer tips that hopefully will help you out. There is one last one that I want to show you guys. It's not uncommon that you might want to select something in a layer. We don't have a lot of different things in this file other than retouching work, but you can select something that is on a layer by holding down Command, and it'll basically create a selection around it. Now obviously if it's got things like gradients, it may not be as great of a selection as other things, and if you want to deselect, just Command D is that shortcut. But let's say for instance this type, I want to select it. I hold down the Command key, and now it's magically selected. So whatever is on that layer, it will select if you press Command and click on the actual preview for that layer. And then if you are on PC, obviously it's going to be Control. So hopefully that helps you guys work a little bit more efficiently in Photoshop, and also helps you understand a few more shortcuts and things that'll help you work more quickly so that you can become better at using Photoshop.